pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
I now call the regular council meeting to order, and I'll entertain a motion to approve the agenda.
So moved.
And a second.
I'll second.
Been moved and seconded. Any further discussion? All those in favor signify by saying aye. Aye. Those opposed, same sign. Motion carries 5-0. I'll entertain a motion to approve the consent agenda.
So moved.
And a second.
I'll second.
Been moved and seconded to approve the consent agenda. Is there any further discussion? Questions?
I think, you said the CMB licenses and the Class A license are actually should be 2024.
424, we do them in 23, so they're 424, yes.
And then the other one that I just noticed, it says library board reappointment. That's not for the library board, is it? According to the document that we have. It's for the.
It's for the housing.
Housing Authority, right?
Yeah.
Marion Housing Authority, okay.
And I just have one question. On page 8, it says David Mayfield mileage reimbursement to McPherson. Could you explain what that's for, Dave, please?
Yeah, I had to go see our attorney,
Isn't the attorney the city attorney? Shouldn't he come to SES?
Brian Pena.
I know, but you've made it several trips to McPherson and one to Wichita for attorneys.
I made two to McPherson.
But doesn't
and one to
Bena
Wichita.
have an office here in town?
Huh?
Doesn't Bena have an office here in town?
Well,
where
they
we can see
couldn't
him?
meet, they couldn't meet there that day.
Okay, thank you.
Okay, I'll call for the question. All those in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Those opposed, same sign. Motion carried 5-0. Roger, you got 30 seconds.
I do have a 30-minute speech, but I will hold it to 3 minutes.
Well, I'm gonna shut you down, so
I know you will. I know you will. I got a great idea and a proposal here. The council's like in front of Shark Tank here. Bunch of millionaires and billionaires around here, but,
That must be out in the audience, Roger, not up here.
Okay. Well, I'm here to propose a pickleball court at East Park. I know some of you played pickleball before, been down Chicken Pickle. It's a great sport, fastest growing sport in America, great exercise. And I know the school district has given the property back, East Park back to the city. And also I know the school is building a facility that will hold the pickleball court inside, which is fantastic, but I know it's gonna be used for other events like weightlifting and other events on that pickleball court. So I'm looking at proposing one of the tennis courts be converted or transformed into a pickleball court. We can leave the one tennis court up there for people who play tennis, which I don't see much tennis going on, but it'll be available, and take that pickleball court, and we can use the same net, it's the same height, and we can paint over the stripes and paint a professional pickleball court on that facility right there. So, that's all I have. I just need somebody who I don't know who's in charge anymore around here, but maybe next year we can do that. There's also the idea I talked to the guys about, you could go take out that middle net, tennis court net, and maybe you could put two in going sideways with the tennis court. Because all you need is the court is 44 width and 20, 44 length and 20 deep. So I haven't out there measured, but there's a good possibility to use one of those tennis courts for one pickleball court or possibly two. So, and I know it's not gonna be that expensive. We've got the facilities, we've got the flooring. So if you want to be very few cost effective, I think, for doing that. So,
When you say we will paint it, who's we? You and who else?
well, I can buy each court you want me to. Is that the question? Well, I think the city could probably afford it. Or we could fundraise it, or I pay for it, or something, I'm not sure.
We'll handle the expenses. I'm just saying, I hate to paint.
Who's gonna paint? You say paint or
I
paint
don't
for?
like paint.
I mean, a professional stripper, striper, to do it, professional striper to do it, I don't think I really want to.
Okay.
I trust the city,
I think it's a good idea because the courts aren't being used for anything anyway, and it is a popular sport, it's really catching on.
very much
And I
so.
would be in favor of it. I don't know about the rest of the council comments.
I would be curious on who's gonna furnish the equipment to play up there, like rackets and balls and
You
stuff.
bring your own.
Yeah.
Yeah, they bring their own.
Be the
It's
same
a
thing
paddle,
as
like
with
the
the tennis.
little ball.
And you really think there's a need, since the school's gonna build us not only one, but I think there's supposed to be 2 pickleball courts in there.
Well, from what I've talked to school, the weightlifting program will be
All summer.
also all summer. Then you can have other events in there. They said they could have other events, whatever the school wants to do. So I think it's nice to have a facility that's gonna be used all year round, in spring, summer, and fall. I'd enjoy playing outside, just like golfing or tennis. It's almost more fun outdoors in beautiful weather, so.
Sure.
It's nice to have an indoor facility too, but I think this would be very cost effective, and it's a growing sport, it's unbelievable how people are playing it. I love playing it. I have to go to Wichita to play, 'cause there's nowhere else to go.
Did you go out and measure to see, I mean, because the 2 tennis courts run, what, north and south, so you're thinking we could put, I think you're probably right, you could take out 1 tennis court and put 2
I
pickleball
think
courts
you
and
can,
run them
yes.
east and west with
I
the
think so.
dimensions.
I haven't really taken measures, I've walked out there and looked at it, but just,
Because I've been to some outdoor facilities, and then, I mean, there have to be some sort of a little chain link fence probably put between the pickleball courts and the tennis courts to keep the
Right.
ball from going over, but I don't think it would be much at all, really.
I've been up to, I saw Wamego, and there was a clay center, I was up there watching my kids play basketball, and they've already converted tennis courts into pickleball courts.
Where's that at?
Clay Center and also Chapman.
I'm gonna be in Clay Center this week, so I'll go by there.
Take a look.
Yeah.
I think Clay Center or Chapman, I think Wamego has too.
Gary, do you have a question?
No, I was just gonna make a comment on the layouts. We've converted multiple, all it is some paint. Just-
Right.
And quite honestly, you can take a tennis court, and if you think of a tennis court, you know that's the midline,
Sure.
where the serve has to go past on tennis. That's about the back line for a pickleball. So basically, all you have to do is repaint those 2 zones that are closest to the net, if you wanna keep the net the same. So then you could actually you could paint each tennis court into also a pickleball court, and you still have 2 or 2
Oh, I got it.
without having to move any nets. Or you could do like other thing like Roger says, and we've actually put pickleball courts 2 on 1 tennis court facing the same direction as the tennis is now,
Oh,
or you could turn them the other way. So
Gotcha.
if you wanna do away with your tennis court net, you can actually go to 4 pickleball courts on 2 tennis courts. But if you wanna keep both, you can actually do it 2 or 2, or, 1 the other,
gotcha.
just with paint marking. So
Okay.
So you're
I'm
talking
not
about a
saying
couple
they
of
don't have a
different
tennis
things.
court, but
you just adding paint lines, and you do it in a different color, so it's
Yeah.
not confusing.
Right,
You're playing
but I
on
mean,
either
like,
one,
we're not talking like $1,000, we're talking about a couple $100 in paint.
probably.
Roger, why don't you come in and visit with Brogan and give him
I
a
will.
layout of everything, and
I haven't really done a lot more research than just the proposal and the idea of doing it. If
that way
the council will approve, maybe moving forward with something like this,
Sure,
with some
I
better figures and
make a
costs.
motion, we approve it. There a second?
Just to look into it more,
Yeah.
I'll second that.
All in favor signify by saying aye. Aye, those opposed, same sign. Motion carried.
Well, thank you very much, guys. Have a Merry Christmas and a happy,
Okay.
better New Year, okay?
Thanks, Roger.
Yeah, welcome.
Darren?
Come on, so long was it?
No, but I had to speed you up, so you got.
Okay, all right, thank you.
He didn't talk about the history of pickleball at all.
I know.
On this page right here, it started in 1965.
What link to follow? So, we just wanted to let y'all know, I don't know how many, if you put anything up to them at all.
We talked about that they were gonna be coming out, I thought they were dropping the New Year's, so.
Okay, Kansas Water Office has come out with two grant programs. One's for water projects, and the other one's for technical assistance. Basically, they're gonna be a 5-year program. The technical assistance, which would be your studies and design, they're gonna have a pot of $5 million per year for the next 5 years.
And then on the construction side, they're gonna have a pot of 12 million per year for the next 5 years. So a little over $80 million total, which sounds like a lot until you hear the number of people that are gonna start applying for this. But, that being said, the water project funds, very few people are gonna be eligible for right now because you actually have to be shovel ready. You already have to have a bid in hand when you apply for those funds. So, that one's kinda, definitely not in our realm right now. My recommendation is that if we wanna look at this, and this is 100% grant money, so there's no local match on these projects, is to maybe look at applying for a technical assistant grant. And right now, maybe do the study only, so a preliminary engineering report study, to go ahead and look at the water treatment plan as a whole and get that figured out exactly what needs to happen moving forward. With the intent of, a year from now, looking at doing another technical assistant grant to actually do a design on whatever the study figured out is the right direction. It'd be tough right now to do the study and a design because you really don't know
What you need.
exactly what's needed, so you hate to pay for too overblown of a design cost, even though it's not your money, but you still hate to do that. Plus, we've already heard how many of these grants are getting turned in, and the sheer likelihood that $5 million can go fast, I mean, really fast. So there's probably a better chance from a funding standpoint that you can get a little piece of to get the study going and find out exactly what needs to happen next. So here's the kicker, they're due December 29th. That's why I got on the agenda here real quick. If you want us to get that application ready for your blessing,
Is there a match on that one?
No.
Okay,
no match.
all right,
This is 100% water office funding.
okay. That's the tech grant.
It's, yeah, both the water project and the tech assistants are gonna be 100%.
Okay,
Yes.
okay, and you recommend we go with the tech?
I recommend to go with the tech ops for the study preliminary engineering report. Not do a design yet, because it just, without knowing what that scope's gonna be, it's not worth getting locked into a design that might not be the right thing to
Yeah, okay. Any questions?
Just one, since our next city meeting is on the 22nd of December, can you have this done by then?
I can have the application done by then, or since there's no cost to you guys, you could go ahead and bless me turning it in, and I work with city staff to get the scope right. That's up to you guys.
God bless you.
I mean, since there's no city, local match, it's not like I would have to come back and say, oh, hey, your cost is gonna be this. No, no matter how we look at it, your cost is zero.
Well, I'd make a motion that you make the application for a tech grant.
Okay.
Second. Then move to second, any further discussion? All in favor signify by saying aye. Aye, those opposed, same sign.
We'll let you know after we get it turned in.
Thank you.
Thanks.
Carried
Yep.
5-0. Okay, number
No, you're welcome.
7,
Anytime.
gap resolution. Rogan?
It's, from the way I understand it, what it is saying that we are following the state guidelines except for a set that's set by the International Association of Accounting, right? That's accountants. That's the section of the KSA that we're opting out of. And this has been done for the last couple of years.
Been done for
Yeah.
every single.
I always say last couple.
Yeah.
Far back as I can find on the website, let's put it that way.
Yeah, this is just, we do this every single year, we've been doing it for probably 30 years now. So, I entertain a motion to approve resolution number 23-06.
So moved.
And a second? I'll second it. All those in favor signify by saying aye. Aye, those opposed, same sign.
Hang on.
Could we have discussion?
Sure.
Yeah,
Okay, could you correct the spelling in the top?
already got that one, yep,
Okay.
yep. We have the copy ready for signature.
Okay.
All those opposed,
Hang
same
on. Was
sign?
that, did you have anything else you did?
No, that's
Okay.
it. Count me a yes.
Okay. Motion carried 5-0. Lloyd Group 2023 audit engagement letter. Rogan?
So that was the letter from Lloyd for the 2023 audit, and then to carry on with the 2024, or for the 2023 audit at the beginning of this year, this upcoming year. He sent that over to us last week, right?
November 15th.
So, just.
Just so they can come in here
Yes.
and do the audit like they usually review.
To make sure you still want them to,
Yeah, they're on the same process that
Yep.
they've
Mhm.
Yep,
charged us for
everything's
the
the
past 2 years.
Yeah.
It'll be from December 31st, 2024 through December 31st, 2025.
Yep.
Entertain a motion to approve it.
So moved.
And a second? Moving second, any further discussion? All those in favor signify by saying aye. Aye. Those opposed, same sign. Motion carried, 5-0. Councilors?
Yes, I have a statement to make. 2 weeks ago, when I was absent, Mr. Burkholder stated that a couple of weeks ago, Ruth got on Broken for sharing confidential email she had sent to him that he then forwarded to the rest of City Council. Correct me if I'm wrong, but once the email was sent, is it not a matter of public record that falls under the guidelines of CORA? My response to that is, I missed the speech Mr. Burkholder made at the last council meeting, but would like to reply to the statement where he said my confidential email was public record. Public record refers to information that has been recorded and or filed in a public agency. These documents in the possession of a government entity that are supposed to be made available to members of the public on request. To inspect and obtain copies of public record which are not exempt from disclosure by a specific law, open record means a record other than a confidential record. Kansas State Statute 45-221, item 30 states that public records containing information of a person natural where the public discloses thereof would constitute a clearly unwarranted invasion of personal privacy. I think that forwarding the confidential email, which includes name, address, violation, and what was necessary for the person to correct the DUI violation would be considered a violation of privacy. Mr. Burkholder misconstrued the definition of public and open records. The bottom line is, a public record becomes an open record when requested to be copied or inspected, not when forwarded such as Mr. Jones did. The Kansas Open Record Act guarantees your right to inspect and obtain records or obtain copies of state and local public records. Using Kansas Open Record Act is easy. You simply submit a written request to the public agency describing the record you want to inspect. The request should be addressed to the custodian of the records. In this case, it would be Mr. Jones. Public records are documents or pieces of information that are not considered confidential and generally pertain to the conduct of the government. When the email that was sent to the council was the email that was sent to the council requested by them, and was the email redacted, blocking all pertinent information such as identification, charges of violation, and corrections to be taken to correct the DUI? If not, does this make the sender, Mr. Jones, guilty of identity theft? The same thing Chief Cody used to create a search warrant and affidavit for my home, cell phone, and computer when I forwarded the confidential email to Mr. Jones, who forwarded it to the council members. Does this make Mayor Mayfield guilty of the same thing as he is the one that said, and I quote, forward all of Ruth's emails to the council members so they know what she's doing. Not only was this confidential email that should not have been shared with the council, it could have changed the vote on the subject at the council meeting. It was not an open record since a request had not been made to copy or inspect it. It was a public record that should have not been shared because of confidential information. Did you know that you can request a list of the city employees and their salaries by simply making a CORA request to the custodian of the records? This is an example of something that would not be shared as public record unless requested. I hope you understand the difference between public record and open record now. It appears that the new council would benefit with training from Cora and Coma, as there has apparently been 2 violations before being seated. As a side note, I sent Mr. Jones 10 emails concerning the liquor and catering license, and not one of them stated I wanted to deny the liquor or catering license for Miss Newell. Those are lies by Chief Cody. He even stated that Mr. Jones stated I wanted to deny the license. This will eventually come out in court, and we will see who the liars are. Thank you.
So I will ask again, do you think that we should not have been made aware of the things that you were forwarding to Brogan? That we should not, the rest of us should not have had
Why?
as much information possible? Is that a bad thing that we have been more information?
Let me ask you this, Zach. Why do you single me out? Do you not discriminate against me?
What are you talking about?
Was anybody else asked to forward all their emails?
Nobody else sent an email that had information about the vote that we were doing that
Well,
day.
the main reason I asked it to be forwarded, because you told Brogan you wanted the police department to investigate her, and that's a council decision, not yours. You're just one single
I
council
did
person.
not say investigate. I
Yes, you
said
did.
what I
Is that not
said.
what it said?
No, I said,
You said you wanted the police department to investigate.
I said to look into this. That's not
Same
investigate.
thing.
No, it isn't, Dave,
Look into it and investigate it. What's the
No.
difference?
because I
And
wanted
that's
to
a council
know.
decision. It's not a single council person's prerogative to give directions to the city administrator to have the police department look into something.
Mr. Brogan could have brought it to the council then and asked us if we wanted to look into
You
it.
should have brought it to the council, or the council.
Had I been given the choice or chance, I might have. I don't hide anything, Dave.
Well, you
And I'm
hid
certainly
that.
not a liar.
You hid that. You didn't want us to know about it.
Well, we'll see when all the emails and
You
text
didn't-
messages.
Did you bring it up that night? You knew about it, but you didn't bring it to the rest of our
But
attention.
Zach-
And you didn't realize that Brogan had forwarded the email at that point, so if you said you're gonna bring it, you weren't trying to hide it, why didn't you bring it forward to us that night and let us know about it?
Because it's confidential.
But you just said that you're not trying to hide anything, and you didn't bring it forward that night. So now we would have been acting on, you're right, it could change the vote, but we didn't have information, right? Like, if you would have kept
Okay,
that from us,
first of all-
if he wouldn't have forwarded it, we wouldn't have had that information.
Okay.
Like, to sit here, I think it appears that you want things both ways, right? We sit here and talk about more transparency, and then when an email gets forwarded that you don't agree with, that's not transparent, right? Like, that's your private, no, if somebody would have walked in and said, I want all emails between Ruth and Brogan, that email is now, that email gets turned over.
Yeah, joke.
Excuse me?
Ask Jennifer Hill how many.
Well,
emails
that's
and
a
texts.
whole different can of
Well,
worms.
no,
'Cause
it's the same thing.
No, there's,
Okay, let me go back and explain to you why I didn't say anything that night. Because on the agenda, it said liquor catering license, Carrie Newell. At that time, it was explained it was a recommendation to the state. How many
It is.
recommendations have we made to the state for liquor license?
I agree, but you also have to remember that we
And I
have
didn't
new
think that-
city
okay.
clerk and new city administrator that haven't been here previously,
And
right?
that's exactly why I was sharing these emails, which was Texas and, don't fall out of your chair yet, Brogan. What I shared with him was 10 emails that was text and state statutes on the liquor and catering license. Nothing else.
Quit acting like children, that's.
What do you, I don't understand what you're saying.
And so when I found out that night that it was a recommendation, that didn't really apply. And that's why I didn't mention it. And your text itself said, Ruth knows about this, but don't jump on her until she mentions it at the meeting. you
I
know?
didn't say that at all. I said I wouldn't bring it up unless Ruth does.
Well, it wasn't my place to bring it up because.
I agree,
it
which is why I
wasn't-
told her to not bring it up unless you did.
Okay, but the point is that those state statutes and codes didn't pertain to what he was asking for. He was asking for a recommendation to the state. And we shouldn't have anything to do with that.
No.
They need to go to the state themselves and.
But they do go to the state.
And then they come back to us.
No.
Yes, they do. They come back to us and the city issues the license
No.
and stuff.
No.
After the state has
No.
listened to the
No.
license. Yes,
That
they
is
do.
not accurate. For a CMB, the city issues the license. For anything beyond a CMB, and I know this because I have one for a business that I have.
She
The
was-
state, wait, the city acknowledges on that form that they understand that there's going to be an application made for a liquor license at the address that's on the application. It's a check in a box. It says that the city's been made aware of this, right? That then goes to the state, and the state says, here you go, here is your liquor license. The city has nothing to do with it other than an acknowledgement on that form that says, we understand there's gonna be a liquor license applied for at this address. That's it. The city doesn't have anything to do with anything but C&B licenses.
And CMB being,
Cereal malt beverage, so anything below, I think it's 6% alcohol.
Let's move on.
thank you, Dave.
Anyone else?
Yeah, I did. I got an attaboy for the electric crew, how good of a job they did.
Well, let's hear about it.
Well, just like I said,
What'd they do?
They replaced some poles and wire.
Good.
Attaboy. And, but then my brain started working, David. What happened to all this copper wire we got?
They're selling it?
We are?
Yeah, we're gathering all up and then selling it, and then it's going back into the electrical department.
Which in turn will pay for the new bucket
So,
truck.
not a lot of it was going to the bucket truck.
Mhm.
Yep. It's going back to electric.
Yep, that's, we used that fund when we bought the cab and chassis for the bucket truck.
You did?
Yeah.
How many dollars was that?
$78,381.
Gee. I could have lived on that. Okay.
Well, Steve, what did you guys do?
We replaced all we updated the line on South 4th Street.
Okay, good. Zach, you got anything to report?
Nothing for the police department.
Margo?
Working on Christmas,
Good,
gonna provide for 50 families.
good. All right. Janet, you have anything? Brogan?
I don't think so.
Okay. Public forum, anyone wish to speak to the council? You're up, Scott.
Hey, I'm always glad to come and speak to you. Never want to put a microphone in front of a politician.
Sure.
So,
Well,
yeah, it's
hey,
good
well, we
to
got yours turned off. So don't do that.
Oh, this is turned on?
Yeah.
Okay.
It's on now if you want.
Oh, I don't
If you need it, okay, you
I
don't.
don't need it, so I can shout. Just really good to be down here. Appreciate the challenges you have as a small town. And I think the action taken earlier about requesting approval for a study of the water system. I'm really excited about that because we do have a considerable amount of infrastructure money that's available from the state, as the gentleman talked about earlier. And it is important for you guys to get an update in your water system. And the Kansas Water Authority, as you well know, just approved keeping your water supply where it was, and you have a lot of water available, but it doesn't do any good if the quality isn't so that you can drink it.
That's correct.
And you guys have run into that problem a number of times, and I just am excited to see you guys going forward. I wanted to tell you that anything I can do to help on that, anybody I need to talk to, or testimony, or whatever, more than glad to do it. You have my full and 100% support on that. And then, other than that, it's Merry Christmas to everybody.
Merry Christmas.
And hope you have a fantastic new year.
All right, well, thank you for
Always
coming.
enjoy coming down here, so thank you.
Appreciate it, thank you. Anyone else? All right, entertain a motion to adjourn.
I'd like to make a motion to adjourn.
I'll second that. All those in favor, signify by saying aye. Aye, those opposed, same sign. Carried, 5-0.